Hello, it's March 23rd, 2022. I'm Matthew, Monty, and we're the Scoops. And tonight we're making Frybread. So first things first, we got our ingredients.
We have bluebird flour, milk, baking powder, and salt. Okay, so the recipe I'm doing is actually for 2 batches. Everything I'm doing here, if you just want to do a small batch, is going to be, you're going to cut everything in half. So right now I'm going to put in 4 cups of flour. Always go with bluebird. And we're going to add in the baking powder, which is 3 teaspoons per every 2 cups. So we have 6 teaspoons of baking powder. We have 2 teaspoons of salt. And what I like to do is I actually like to mix this up first. Some people will probably not tell you not to do it that way. But I do. I like to mix these. Get it all nice, good and mixed. Now we're going to add in the milk. The milk is going to be 1 cup per every 2 cups of flour. I usually just throw it all in there, do a little round circle, get all that nice and wet. So normally I would just dive right in and just start mixing it with my hands, but I kind of want to just use this. Get it all nice and mixed up to where it's not so runny. Now this recipe is just the way it works for me. This helps my bread come nice and fluffy. There have been times where it's come out completely crackers, but this seems to be the best. So now it's mostly mixed. We're just gonna get all this extra stuff off. Don't be afraid of the dough, get right in there. That's where magic happens. All you're gonna do is just gonna mix this up until it becomes a nice, round, soft ball. You want to gather all the little bits on the bottom and make sure you are actually going all the way down and mixing that up good. As you can see, it's still kind of sticky, so we're going to keep working it. It's still kind of sticky, but as you can see, it's slowly coming into that little round ball. So what we do, or what I do, is I add just a little bit more flour. It's not going to be a lot. You're just going to sprinkle it around. Just a couple of pinches on top and around the sides. Because as you put this ball around again, like you're mixing it up, it'll hit those sides. So as you can see, it's getting nice and soft and smooth, not as sticky as it was before. Now you don't want to add too much flour to this after you get to this point, because then it could just become dry. Now same goes for if this is too dry and the liquids you put in just was not enough. It happens. Instead of adding more milk to it like we did in the beginning, what you're going to do is you're going to add just a little bit of warm tap water. Just a little, because if you add quite a bit to it, it just gets all soggy and there's just no recovery from that. This is also why you like to do it by hand, so you can actually feel the consistency and make sure it's good. Still a little sticky. You don't want it to be that sticky still, because then when you go to let it rest and later on make your balls out of it, it's not going to come out good. It's just going to rip. You don't want to rip that. And there you have it. And all you got to do is cover it, and I say wait for about maybe 20-30 minutes. Then you can start making your bread. Now the dough is done. We're going to heat up our pan. So I would say between high and medium, right about there. I like the pans with that are deep, because you're going to need a lot of oil for this, or shortening. Any kind of good shortening or lard will work. Vegetable oil is good too. We're going to try it with shortening. Okay, so when you put in all the oils and stuff, you need it to be at least about, let's say, right below this little mark here where this little handle is. Only so that way when you put the dough on in there, it floats. You don't want it just sitting down to the bottom. Okay, so while this is getting nice and melted and hot, we're gonna work on doing our dough balls. Okay, so now we're gonna do our balls, our little balls. Look at that, that is beautiful. What I like to do is, instead of getting flour all over the place, I use parchment paper. Doesn't matter the amount, you're just gonna put your little balls on. I also brought some extra flour. Now this is the one I would put on here. Sprinkle it along. It's easy cleanup too. Okay. Oh, that is nice. That's really nice. Might need a little bit more flour on that. Okay. So now, we're just gonna pick this up. Just gonna start ripping away. So you can tell I didn't put enough flour into it earlier, but this should be okay. That's how I was mentioning that sticky part. It's not as sticky, but it's fine. Nothing some flour won't take care of. Okay, so now that we got them all rolled out, and sprinkle a little bit of flour over the top. Okay. Now we're going to check on our oil. Okay, so our grease is all nice and hot. So all we're going to do is just grab one of our little balls. This is the way I do it. I'm not that experienced as all the aunties who do all the flipping and everything else. Yet. Let's put that in there, yet. So all I do is I stretch it out and I put it on my hand. Once it gets big enough, I just kind of slowly go around the outsides. You don't want the ends thick, because then it's not going to cook all the way through. And you don't want that middle part to be too thin either, because then you're just going to end up with crackers. It's going to look like this. Looks pretty good. Now we're going to put this in the grease. Watch your fingers. You see how it gets nice and golden brown on the outsides? Now you're going to go ahead and pick that up, flip it over, get that other side to cook. Doesn't take very long. Okay, and then pick it up. Just kind of do the little drippings like this. Have your plate on the side. I usually line it with paper towels to catch all the grease. And just place it in there. Then do your next one.
All right, and there you have it. That's Frybread. So we're gonna go ahead and have some dinner now. Thank you for sticking around. If you haven't already, make sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, go ahead and ring that notification bell if you'd like to see more content. As of right now, I'm uploading daily. I've got some beans that I've put on. We're gonna put that and some cheese on these and have some dinner. So thank you, and we'll see you on the next one.
Bye.